people's savings and investment. That must be of concern to you, Chairman, that you refuse to support those who are in need. Don't forget the families who have died as a result of they've been asked to go home because once the bank is not working, mother and child, wife and husband in crisis. So you refuse 500 million, 1 billion to save the life of some of these financial institutions, and you are happily saying that we should celebrate you after spending 23 billion, which you are not prepared to report. That's what he's emphasizing on, because this was below the line. So if you left out banking sector expenditure of 23 billion, who should bear the brunt for it? Same public, same taxpayer. Those are the contradictions we are pointing out to.
But the legal representation of the Finance Minister, Gabi Ochredako, demanded for specific documents to each allegations for appropriate references and responses.
Since it's a quasi-judicial process, our client deserves fair hearing. Indeed, in the event of matters not going well, he faces potentially the severest punishment that a minister can get, which is removal from office. So all we are asking for are two things. You can give us a whole list of the documents, which we don't have physically, but that list will lead to an expedition which is wide, particularly when we have 1 week here. So I think that the first part of our request, which is full particulars of the facts in support of each of the allegations contained in the letter, must be first adhered to.
After submissions from the minority, the legal practitioner challenged the mandate of the ad hoc committee to probe allegations of conflict of interest against the finance minister.
As to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled on it. Our issue is that if you go into Article 284 of the Constitution, and Mr. Chairman, I'm not here to question how Parliament or its committees.
You are here to do your
Absolutely.
client's bit. No,
Absolutely. So I just want to make that point. If you read Article 284, with your permission, it says, a public officer shall not put himself in a position where his personal interest conflicts or is likely to conflict with the performance of the functions of his office. Now, if you combine that with Article 287, and if I may read, it says, an allegation that a public officer has contravened or has not complied with a provision of this chapter shall be made to the Commissioner for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, and in the case of the Commissioner of Human Rights and Administrative Justice, to the Chief Justice and the rest of it. But a relevant part is that when a public officer is to face any charge or any allegation or any ground of conflict of interest, it is SHRAJ that the Constitution says must deal with it. And if I may carry it a little further, there's a case that I think we're all familiar with, Okujetu Ablakwa number 2, and Attorney General Obechabe Lamte number 2, 2012 Supreme Court report at page 845. And just for the purposes of this, let me just quote. And this was J.S.C. Brobe. The complaint of conflict of interest made by the plaintiffs against public officers or the officials of the Lands Commission and those of the Ministry of Water, Resources, Works and Housing would be dismissed because specific remedy had been provided under Article 287 of the 1992 Constitution, which required complaints of conflict of interest against public officers to be exclusively investigated by the Commissioner for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, and in the case of a complaint against the Commissioner for Human Rights and Administrative Justice by the Chief Justice.
Inside the chamber, the Minister of Employment and Labour Relations, Ignatius Bafo, has given assurances that the National Tripartite Committee is yet to determine a new minimum wage. He was responding to a question from the Narurigu Gambaga MP, Seidu Isifu, about an increment in the daily wage to cushion Ghanaians in the current economic difficulties.
Government has commenced processes for the determination of the 2023 National Daily Minimum Wage by the National Tripartite Committee. The Speaker, the negotiations are ongoing and will update the House when we are done.
Mr. Speaker, can I find out from the Minister what indication he can give us as far as the timing is concerned? How soon will these negotiations be completed for a new minimum wage to be announced? Thank you.
As I indicated, this is a tripartite function, and one party cannot say that it will come to a determination on a particular date. We are negotiating, and depending on when we finish, we will update the House. I want to believe that we will be able to finish maybe before the budget is ready.
A former Minister of Transport, Fifi Fiavequete, who is aspiring to be the next General Secretary of the NDC, says the party needs an astute scribe to steer its affairs to win the 2024 elections. The former Keti South MP believes the implementation of systems to effectively monitor activities before, during and after the general elections is key to winning victory. The following report has more.
Addressing the media after vetting and balloting, Fifi Fiavequete indicated that he has all the qualities to occupy the General Secretary position. According to him, the party's defeat in the 2020 elections is a clear indication that his two contenders who played important roles in that contest proved unfit for the position.
In 2020, we saw that situation. My two colleagues I'm contending with both were in that situation in 2020. One of them was in charge of the elections, as the director of elections. The other was the deputy general secretary in charge of operations. So effectively, those two were in the very heart of the operations of the party, and they clearly failed in their job. They both slept on their job. One who was in charge of the director of election was unable to ensure that even the collation of the result was done on time. And of course, if you fail to collate result on time, you cannot blame the opponent for stealing that election. I was communication officer or propaganda secretary in 2008, and I took an additional job of collating results on behalf of this party, and we did it on time, and that was what saved this party in 2008 when MPP tried the same thing that they tried to do in 2020. They failed to do.
Dr. Catherine Denu, who is aspiring for the Deputy General Secretary position, also noted that she is the best person to occupy the position. According to her, delegates must give her the nod come December 17.
Dr. Mrs. Catherine Denu is contesting for Deputy General Secretary. I'm contesting for Deputy General Secretary because I have a lot I need to bring on board so as to win power come 2024. I've been the Deputy National Women Organizer at the national level before. I know what goes into elections. When we talk about elections, it's just about getting the numbers, getting people to vote so that we win elections. Political party, the biggest agenda or our goal is about winning elections. So we have the operation side and then the administrative side. Administratively, when things are really good at administrative level, that is when we are able to move the party forward. Together with whoever will become the secretary, I am ready to partner with that person as the deputy. We work together to garner more votes for the party so that we win elections come 2024.
For his part, national organizer aspirant who is number 6 on the ballot, Chief Hamilton Biney Nixon, expressed optimism of winning the election on December 17.
Vetting is done by the grace of God. As you all know, I'm aspiring to be the next national organizer for the NDC. We did the balloting, and I'm on number 6. All I want delegates to know is that we need somebody who can help strengthen the structure of this party. After the party structure is strengthened, you need to protect what it is into the general election, as in the votes. You need security. And then the last one is the support. These are the 3 key messages that I'm going around telling the delegates. I'm very optimistic that I will be the next national organizer of the NDC. I thank you all for your support. I pray that we all live to see 17th December. And by the grace of God, Chief Hamilton Biney Nixon will be elected as the next organizer.
As the days get closer for the National Congress of the National Democratic Congress, almost all the aspirants are asking the delegates to vote for them on that D-Day. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Philip Latte.
Now, one person has been remanded into police custody in connection with his alleged involvement in some disturbances during the delegates' conference of the National Democratic Congress in the Ashanti region. The suspect, Bashiru Atta, was refused bail by the Asokore-Mampong District Court after the prosecution insisted that the police needed more time to investigate the matter. Citi News' Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports.
2 persons sustained injuries during a confrontation between unidentified thugs and some police officers at the Babayara Sports Stadium when the NDC was holding its regional elections. Police say they are looking for 3 other persons who are suspected to be part of the disturbances. Suspects Mahfouz, Abdurrahman, and Munta are currently at large. One of the suspects who appeared at the Asokore-Mampong District Court was charged with conspiracy and attempt to commit murder. Although the lawyer for the accused person prayed the court to grant his client bail, the prosecution argued that the police needed ample time to investigate the matter.
Has been remanded. The 4th. Yeah, though the player was not taken. We just read the court read the charges to him, and then the facts were made known to the court. So he was remanded to appear on 24th.
Some of the charges were?
It's attempted murder, conspiracy to commit crime to with murder. Yes.
What happened to the lady who also sprayed the pepper spray?
Oh, yeah, this I was not. Yeah, I'm sure she was taken to court yesterday, and then the court granted her bail.
Police, in a statement, indicated that 3 other accused persons, Yahya Shaibu Tia and Fatih Ibrahim, were put before the Achuma Ekropon District Court on Monday. Yahya Shaibu was remanded into police custody to reappear on November 21, 2022, while Fatih Ibrahim, who was accused of discharging pepper spray in public, injuring some people, was granted bail with 2 sureties. The statement did not mention the state of the 3rd suspect, Hussein Yakubu. There was, however, heavy police presence at the Asokore-Mampong District Court when the other suspects appeared on Tuesday. The case has been adjourned to 24th November 2022. Hafiz Tijani, Citi News, Asokore-Mampong Court, Ashanti Region.
A 50-year-old man has attempted to commit suicide after he climbed a telecommunication mast at Sipi, a suburb of Kaswa in the Wutusenya East municipality. A similar incident occurred at English Yamanfo in the South municipality, where a man was electrocuted by a high-tension pole belonging to the Electricity Company of Ghana. Central Regional Correspondent Calvis Tete has more in the following report.
According to Citi News sources, the man, whose identity is not yet known, was spotted by a resident in the area in the morning heading towards the telecommunication mast without a shirt and slippers, while another eyewitness revealed the man visited a female resident in the area and left his shirt and slippers with her and informed the lady that he was going to commit suicide. The intervention of residents in the area who spoke to him while on the mast convinced him to step down. It is unclear what led to his action. Sources say the individual resides in Peacetown, a community after CP, and came to CP Sun City community only to commit the act. An eyewitness who gave her name as Veronica spoke to Citi News about the incident.
He was in front of me. He was walking and I was at his back. And then I saw him at the pole. Went and sat there smoking. I just passed by. So what came into my mind, I was asking myself, why this man, is it correct? Because he was walking barefooted. I entered the house. Within some few minutes, I heard some noise outside, so I decided to come back. When I came, the man I saw was naked. It was left with his boxer shorts, and he was on top of the pole. He was going, and people were shouting for him to get down, but then he wasn't willing to come down. So they called the engineer, and then the engineer quickly rushed here. The engineer, they stripped the machine off and begged him to come down. As they spoke, he was willing to get down, so he was coming. When he get down, he started crying. We didn't know what was wrong with him. And some relatives were around, so they called and they brought some car. So before the police arrived, by then they have left.
Assemblyman for CP Biakuya electoral area, Daniel Doche, says residents in the area are terrified since a similar incident occurred a few weeks ago at English Amanfrom.
After he was talked to calm down, and then when he came down, they asked him what was the problem. He said he had problems within the family, family issues. As to which particular family issue, whether financial family issues, we do not know as of now. So, but that is what our suspicion is, because the state in which he was, he couldn't really answer a lot of the questions that we were asking him. People were very terrified. They were afraid. They didn't want it to look like what happened somewhere in a month from where someone climbed the pole and then got electrocuted. So they were all terrified and they were begging him to come down. So the people in the community were so terrified.
The last incident, an individual was electrocuted and died instantly after he touched some sensitive parts of the high-tension mast.
The National Fire Service has begun investigations into the cause of a fire that gutted the boys' dormitory block of the Kufodua Technical Institute in the New Jabin North municipality of the Eastern Region. The fire, which started around 11:45 on Monday night, swept through 4 rooms before personnel of the National Fire Service brought it under control and prevented it from causing further damage.
75 students who were affected lost all their belongings. 8 of them who suffered minor injuries were treated and discharged, with 1 person still on admission at the St. Joseph's Hospital in Koforidia. It is, however, unclear what caused the fire, but preliminary investigations, according to the Ghana National Fire Service, points to an electrical fault. The principal of the school, Bernard Forsen, who has been speaking to Citi News, is calling on the general public to assess the school with some relief items.
We didn't record any casualties. There were minor injuries. 8 students had minor injuries. We sent them to the St. Joseph Hospital, and then they were treated, and then they are discharged. But unfortunately, those students, 75 that were occupying the rooms that were burnt, lost all their belongings. We are calling on NABU, other philanthropists, to come and then assist us to get them something to wear. And then after that, we also look at where to keep them, the shelter, to shelter them. So they finish with the examination and then they go.
The Municipal Fire Commander, DO1 Emmanuel Akwe, who was at the scene with his men to salvage some of the things, as part of investigation, says the service is set to hold series of students' engagement to educate them on fire management.
Spoken to the principal that we should quickly organize a lecture and demonstration for the students so that going forward they can use the portable fire extinguishers when we are not around.
Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for New Jaben North, Nana Eje Boateng, has donated 20,000 Ghana cedis to the school to cater for the immediate needs of the affected students. Briefing Citi News on his assessment so far, Nana Eje Boateng indicated that he will press on relevant stakeholders to take steps and get the place fixed so that academic activities of students are not affected.
Perhaps if we had been proactive in some aspects of the maintenance and checks and other things, perhaps we could have avoided this thing. But now it's happened. So we have to find a way of going to the relief of the victims. I spoke to the chief executive and he's asked the NADBO people to come around. I don't know, have they come? NADBO. They will have to come and do some assessment. Then we'll see actually what the needs of the students are.
Both teachers and students are traumatized, but the teachers believe the immediate intervention from stakeholders in the form of relief items can go a long way to help the affected students.
The headache of management right now is to how to house the 75 affected students, provide them with books and other personal belongings. They are calling on the general public to, as a matter of urgency, come to their aid and assist in this regard. For Citi News, Neoni Amati Kanaku, Florida Technical Institute.
This is the Citi Newsroom, still ahead. Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority impounds 50 vehicles in the Bono East and Ahafo regions for various offences.
We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay with us.
Plus is a fully skimmed evaporated milk. Creamy Plus is available in a shop near you.
This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Listen and listen close. Something is happening. NASCO Massive Promo has begun. NASCO up to 50% discount is here.
This season, a NASCO Massive discount. It's NASCO new promo. What are you waiting for? This season, we are offering massive discounts up to 50%. Yes, on selected items from NASCO.
Call 0242 439 437. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Please listen carefully. God is speaking to us.
It's that time again. Impact 2022.
Today, we block the delays. We override the delays. We will celebrate the victory and the triumph. Put your cancel every delay tactics of the enemy on the account of the blood of Jesus.
Ministering Apostle Joshua Selman.
God does not speak sympathizing with your current situation. He speaks as touching your destiny.
Pastor Jerry Eze.
I command the power of delay be broken. Let your amen thunder louder.
Reverend Eastwood Anaba.
The time has come for you to stop playing religion and take your destiny in your hand.
Bishop Gregory Toussaint.
Spiritual warfare is first of all a lifestyle. You fight Satan primarily by the way that you live.
Dr. David Enchi. Apostle Francina Norman, Prophet Victor Boateng, Prophet Ajiman Prempe, introducing Minister Jonathan Ruben. 8 days and 8 nights of power and impact, including a prayer breakfast on Saturday, December 3rd at the Prayer Mountain with Apostle Joshua Selman. Visit linktr.ee/actionch for transportation, registration, and prayer breakfast tickets. Impact 2022, bridging the gap.
You're welcome back. Customers of petroleum products are calling for further reductions in the price of fuel to help cushion citizens on the current economic situation. The call comes on the back of a marginal decline in the price of petrol and diesel at some pumps across the country. At some pumps, petrol, which was selling at almost 18 Ghana cedis, is currently selling for less than 17 Ghana cedis, whilst diesel, which sold at 23 Ghana cedis, is now going for about 20 Ghana cedis. Citi News' Kweku Ejiamansa has more in the following report.
Fuel price hikes have been a major hurdle to surmount for many individuals since the start of the year 2022. At the beginning of this year, fuel price was a little above 6 Ghana cedis per litre, but saw an astronomical rise to over 17 Ghana cedis in October the same year. With fuel being one of the major drivers of the economy, many facets have been affected. However, it seems citizens can enjoy some relief as the price of petrol and diesel have seen a marginal decline. Citi News checks show that as of Tuesday, oil marketing companies like Goil, Shell and Allied had reduced price of petrol and diesel to less than 17 Ghana cedis and about 20 Ghana cedis per litre respectively. Although this comes as a respite to customers, others think a further price reduction will be much appreciated.
What will one say? Half loaf of bread is better than none, isn't it? And so you see, well, what shall we do? All the same we are in, and we hope it will come a little bit down. Then all of us will be free. From 14 cedis a gallon to almost 90 cedis a gallon, and you have reduced it to, let's say, 80 cedis a gallon. How far is it? Is it better? But there's nothing we can say because there's yoke under our neck, and who will remove that one for us?
All of us, we are working or asking for the best. So if the price is a bit down, at least it's helping. It's helping. But we pray it comes down more, because the system is very hard, as you all know. And if they have done something about it, I think it's quite okay.
But would you say that this is a sign of goodwill that maybe we might be seeing more reduction? I mean, it's come down.
We are hoping for the best. Life is very difficult, and we are hoping for the best. So if it will come down more, it will still come down, we'll be okay. So we are hoping since it has dropped, it's okay.
The news team chanced on this driver who had been combing through town all day in a bid to secure affordable fuel to purchase.
Over to a filling station, I'm a team free bro. My head, my free time, I do money in a yahe, Kakrani in Yano, as I didn't know Kotofue. And I said, my chinsa, totane, share crady, boo boo, into my shed, the off form, number to me ato. And into the mamma ba alarm filling station, I'm here more than I didn't, abba form. Into the mamma may tow because 400 cities I'm a toy about 3 babe, about 3 poo, 400 cities 3 poo. Imagine, Papa, bed my sing. So, I bind the sereno so case or boy the wire preco. Aha, oh, Tesla, so, Naki, so driver for near to me, Filicacra.
Meanwhile, the executive secretary for the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, Duncan Amoah, who has been monitoring this trend, has attributed the reduction in fuel price to the availability of foreign currency to the bulk oil distributors.
It looks the BOG is heeding to these calls and is eventually making the forex available to the BDCs, and that explains the declines that you are seeing. On the international market, petrol did go up by $3 a metric. If you convert to a liter, you probably will not even get one peso, difference. But because the cedi has been available, has been stable, petrol has declined by 1 Ghana 20-something pesos. Diesel also came down by 123. If you do the numbers per liter, that's about 42 pesos thereabout. But it has declined by over 3 Ghana cedis every liter.
On the contrary, customers of liquefied petroleum gas LPG will pay more following price hike of the product. Duncan Amoah believes demand surge for the product is to blame for this trend.
Now, those who also import LPG, a lot of them are simply asking for cash transaction. You pay and take the product. And for those who were probably spending about 200,000 previously to bring, load, today it's gone to about 320,000. So the cost of their financing would go up for them. And then again, you would also need to pay cash to probably pick the product.
On the contrary, customers of liquefied petroleum gas LPG will pay more following price hike of the product. Duncan Amoah believes demand surge for the product is to blame for this trend.
Though the marginal decline in the price of petroleum products may come as respite to some customers, they still say that they would want to see more done to cushion the ordinary Ghanaian. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kweku Ediamanza.
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture says it is hopeful of making an available variety of foodstuff on its Planting for Food and Jobs market. The ministry is continuing the selling of food items on the market set up at its premises for cheaper prices. Citi News' checks today showed that the majority of the food items were sold completely. There's more in the following report.
The third day of the Planting for Food and Jobs market was quite different. Vegetables were available as well as bags of rice, as usual, selling at what they describe as cheaper prices. There was mad rush for the local rice, and producers say it was crucial to take this opportunity to promote Ghana rice.
We are also finding avenues to make sure that we are marketing and promoting the Eat Ghana Rice brands. So we took the opportunity at this stage to make sure that other brands are also on this market for people to buy. That's why we are here. Compared to what you get out there, this is way cheaper than what you get out there. That's why we are here, to make sure that people get a taste of Ghana rice and how it has been improved and with the standards and good quality. That's why we are here.
Okay, so how much does a bag of rice go for?
Oh, it depends on the brand that you want to buy, but it ranges from 350 to 320 or 370 or so. As you know, the ministry said it's a pilot program. So we wanted to be part of it to see how we can find avenues, marketing avenues for various Ghana rice brands. So that's why we are here, as I said earlier. But subsequently, we are trying to fix the Ghana rice stores around various places where people can get easy access to Ghana rice at affordable prices.
Some customers continued to express excitement with the addition of new items to the PFJ market.
Came to buy a sack of yam, yeah.
Okay.
And then the price was really cheap. I got like 3 for 10 cedis and then 2 for 10 cedis. So I bought 60 cedis in all, making 14 pieces.
60 cedis?
Yes, please. And then I got 14 tubers of yam.
What else did you get?
I came to buy vegetables too.
Okay, so just show me how much you bought.
Okay, so I bought 1 cabbage, carrots, 10 cedis.
10 Ghana cedis for all of these?
Yes, please.
And then you bought cabbage?
Cabbage too, yeah, 10 cedis.
So it means that it's better off coming here than going to the regular market.
Yeah. And then the prices here are really cool. I also came for plantain, but they said some is not around.
Yes,
I'll come back on Thursday for the plantain too.
More shopping.
Yes.
However, others were disappointed that they didn't get their share of the foodstuffs as they were all sold in no time.
But men all the time and near Koye. I've been when my predica market. I make a chojam, you naka tomo soon at our area where naka near. I abajaba shishi all the time. I make a hair short. Ejashi near Bomo Walani. They will come on, what watch on it on Wabana, be honest, and what watch on it. In your soup.
Wow. I reduce prices now home. Mini Georgia boy.
Oh, and now. I she quite market cutthroat. And now what? Oh, near she now what? Oh, na ne amehu onyo shame. Eja kashi. Amehu ama he lodger wale. Ni petrol titiri jino ni ba wona. Komo boni abubie. Ni blomo yan.
Meanwhile, the ministry says it is hopeful of stocking the market with variety of foodstuffs on a daily basis to serve everyone.
We told you that these things have not only been set up, but we are also expecting some ripple effects. Today we came here this morning and saw a pack of vegetables right here. And these vegetables are not just vegetables. These are very safe, healthy vegetables from greenhouse production, which is one of our initiatives under the Planting for Food and Jobs. So now you have vegetables, you have, you have cabbage, you have green pepper, you have carrots, you have lettuce and onion going for as low as 5 cedis. You have experienced yourself. So that is what we are doing right now. Who knows, maybe tomorrow or tomorrow next, we could have other portfolios of products. No, you see, even the producers and the suppliers are now reaching out, telling us that, look, this is a very fine initiative, and they would want to be part of it.
Reporting for Citi News, my name is Akusia Otre.
The Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, through its task force, has impounded 50 vehicles in the Bono East and Safo regions for various offences. The operation of the task force is to clamp down on vehicles that do not have the requisite documents to be used in the regions. The following report has more.
This operation became possible because there was an intel. There are a lot of uncustomed vehicles in the Bono East, Bono and Safo region. So we've been mandated by the Commissioner and the Deputy Commissioner Customs to come and keep all those uncustomed vehicles in the region. That's why we are here. Within the week, we have been able to arrest about 50 vehicles, ranging from smuggled ones and tampered chassis, diverted TVIs, diverted transit vehicles, and also abuse of ECOWAS protocol and abuse in transit regime. And all those vehicles have been impounded for them to pay the duty.
This is the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still ahead. Strike by teacher unions of colleges of education enters day 2.
We'll tell you more shortly. Do stay.
Finally, anyone can become a household.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You Go Flip, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand a chance of winning a house or cash or consolidated prizes, such as savings towards a house. Simple and easy to play. Visit www.yougoflip.com. Buy a ticket to enter the game. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. You Go Flip. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive. Voila.
Grace. Katanye, GoTV nye, Kaweni so enjoy all 64 games live on GoTV. Get your Go Coder and Plus at 89 Ghana cities. GoTV, love it.
In 1957, the Gold Coast gained political independence from Great Britain after approximately 83 long years of colonial rule. 65 years later, is the Black Star still a shining example of Black excellence, resilience, royalty, and sophistication for the African continent? Or is the Black Star simply a Black Star? What has become of us? What has really become of Ghana? What is the true state of the nation?
The Matrix Verse, Ghana at 65, the state of the nation. A poetry concert by Apioko, coming to you on the 18th of November 2022 at the National Theatre, in partnership with the National Theatre of Ghana, the KGL Foundation. Tickets, VIP Black, 300 Ghana cedis single, 550 Ghana cedis double. Standard Red, 200 Ghana cedis single, 350 Ghana cedis double. Student Gold, 100 Ghana cedis. For ticket purchases, dial the short code *447*2173#. Partners, UNESCO, BU by Bella Mundi, Ehala Casa, The Musical Lunatics, Colorcast Print Solutions, Avonzige Fashion House. Sponsors, Create Concert, Poetry Association of Ghana, Himaya Ushering, Ahaspora Young Professionals, Democrats Abroad, Ghana, the European Union. Media partners, Citi TV, 97.3 Citi FM, Ghana Weekend, Amayo Debra Media, Hyperlink. This is a Beyond the Return event. The Matrix Verse is an Apioko and Fablinks co-production supported by Tunic Africa.
Welcome back. Let's bring you some more stories. The strike by the teaching and non-teaching staff at the 46 colleges of education across the country has entered its second day, and academic activities on campuses in the Ashanti region have ground to a halt. Students are bearing the brunt of the action, as the non-teaching staff, including those who work at the dining halls, have refused to work, and students have been compelled to buy food from outside their school campuses. A bureau chief for the Middle Belt, Edward Opomafu, reports.
During Citi News' visit to some schools, classrooms were virtually empty, and only a few students were seen engaging in individual and group activities. Members of the non-teaching staff are also actively involved in the strike, and as a result of this, students are not being served food at the dining halls. The catering staff in some schools confirmed to Citi News they have indeed stopped preparing food for the students. The Students' Representative Council President of the St. Louis College of Education, Claudia Appiah, tells Citi News the development is adversely affecting them.
Students as it stands now, we have to cover our course outline so that we'll be equipped to sit for our end of semester exams, and it's a headache to us right now because we have to learn on our own to cover the course outline, and then non-teaching staffs too, they are not on campus, so they are not cooking for us, the laborers are not around, so in case of anything, it's very difficult for us as it stands now.
The students say the strike has taken them by surprise and their plans have been distorted.
Actually, this strike took us by surprise because we weren't aware of anything. Although we heard some rumors about it, but we weren't expecting it that it should be coming right now because especially we, the level 200s, are preparing for our exams. All of a sudden, this has to come in.
The effect is that now, as we are talking, some things are there that we need our tutors to explain to us because we don't know everything in our lecture notes. And they need to explain it to us so that we can be able to express ourselves when it comes to the exams in writing.
The fear of these students is that if the strike prolongs, life on campus will be unbearable for them. For Citi News, I'm Edward Oponmafo, St. Louis College of Education, Kumasi.
Students of colleges of education across the country continue to loiter around because their teachers are on an indefinite strike. At the EP College of Education in Bimbala in the Northern Region, students were seen in groups discussing the effect of the strike on their academic work since they have just a few weeks to write their end-of-semester exams. There's more in the following report by our Northern Regional correspondent, Mohammed M. Aminu Alabira.
It's the second day of the strike by the tutors of colleges of education, and when Citi News visited the campus of EP College of Education, Bimbiku, Tuesday morning, students were seen literally doing nothing. There was no classes ongoing. Most of the students who interacted with Citi News lamented the effect of the strike on academic work.
We, the level 200s, we are about 3 weeks to write our end of semester. And right now, there's no teacher. And there's no way the date will change. They will change the date. There's no way. We must write the exams. So if it happens, the strike call off for at least 2 weeks to our exams. And then we enter and we couldn't write anything. We failed, and they are now saying it's the teachers who is not teaching.
There's no any politician who aimed that the child should go to a teacher training college, because their children always go to law schools, so they don't have any, they don't think about the effect. It is we those from the less endowed area that this thing always affects us. And let's remind that this strike is not affecting us today, in the near future.
On the proposition by the principals of training colleges to government to allow students to fend for themselves, as there are no funds for their feeding, the students disagree.
The Greater Accra Regional Hospital, popularly known as the Ridge Hospital, has set up a 7-member bed management committee to deal with the issue of no-bed syndrome in the health facility.
The no-bed syndrome has over the years been a topical issue, as some health facilities have been rejecting emergency cases because of the shortage of beds, which sometimes leads to the death of patients.
Speaking at a ceremony to mark the Greater Accra Regional Hospital's 5th anniversary, Medical Director Dr. Emmanuel Sofenyo disclosed that the no-bed syndrome is gradually becoming a thing of the past. There's more in this report filed by Citi News' Anne Shelley Ziwu.
The Greater Accra Regional Hospital, also known as the Ridge Hospital, since its operationalization 5 years ago, has been one of the country's topmost health facilities, delivering quality health care to Ghanaians. Highlighting some successes chalked over the years, its medical director indicated that management, through a 7-member committee, is gradually working at making the no-bed syndrome a thing of the past.
To respond properly to this, we established the bed management committee. And so they go round every time, every 4 hours they go round to make sure that once there is a bed space somewhere, they They identify the space and then they inform the emergency department for patients to be transferred to occupy those beds to create space within the emergency, so that at all times we have a bed space within the emergency department to receive any emergencies that are transferred.
Management of the hospital also indicated that the number of patients who visit the facility has increased over the years, making it difficult to accommodate them. They are therefore calling on the government to speed up the completion of the second phase of the hospital's expansion project in order to deliver quality health care to the populace.
If the phase 2 project comes on, these two departments, pediatric department and internal medicine department, they will now have their own space and they will be able to provide services better than they are doing currently. The general outpatient department is also in phase 2, so which we don't have. So we are having to squeeze ourselves in the old block here. That is also one of the challenges that we are facing. The phase 2, when it is done, we'll have an ultra modern outpatient department which can receive more patients.
Recall that the Ridge Hospital suspended 2 of its staff for allegedly selling personal protective equipment, PPE, belonging to a private individual within the premises of the hospital. The hospital revealed that sanctions were taken against persons found culpable. On the issues of medical negligence implicating staff of the hospital, Dr. Safo disclosed that the cases were thoroughly investigated and necessary sanctions imposed.
After the investigations were thoroughly done, we realized that the person's mistake or error or infraction was the fact of conducting sales on government premises. This is a government facility. And so the due punishment as prescribed was meted out.
Well, that'll be all for the Citi Newsroom. Do log on to our website, citinewsroom.com, for more.
Subscribe to Citi Tube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store or the App Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and on GoTV channel 182.
My name is Tuffuor Boateng.
And I am Safo. Many thanks for watching.